Hey guys, so today I'm going to try out the crew, well the beta of the crew anyway, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to try get to the other side of the map here. I have travelled to Chicago, that takes about 40 minutes or so, so I'm going to try and get up to, where's this? Well, just above the east coast anyway. I'm going to try and go to the station. It seems to be the furthest away place, so this will give an estimate on how big the map really is. So I'm going to set that as a waypoint, and I'm going to go back to my car and hopefully get a decent journey out of it anyway. But while we're going along, I'll just give my thoughts on the game. So the first thing that I'm noticing about the game is that there's actually a bit of input lag between you pressing the buttons on the controller and it actually responding on the game itself. It's not a huge lag time, it's probably about 0.1 of a second or something like that, but it's enough to throw you off, especially when weaving in and out of traffic. The car physics aren't amazing, but they feel like your standard arcade game. Much better than the driving in Watch Dogs anyway, because I remember that it was atrocious. That was also a Ubisoft game, but yeah, at least they've improved in this one. It feels like an actual racing car. Drifting isn't bad. It's just sort of average. The graphics of the game are okay. The frame rate's about the frame rate of the game is 30 frames at 1080p. 30 frames isn't too bad. I mean, some people prefer 60. Well, I think everyone prefers 60 to be honest, unless they're going for that quoted cinematic feel that everyone keeps going on about, but it's a personal choice in the end, isn't it? 153, okay. Getting a decent speed. Whoa! The customization in this game is quite good. Where am I going? Try to follow the map. What? Oh. Really? What happened there? Oh, right. That's something. I don't like this sort of wavy line above your heads. It's easily forgotten about. Sorry about that, guys. I'll try and pay more attention to that. Just want to try to run things off my head and then you get distracted. Right, so onto the motorway, or freeway as they call it in America. Really? Oh. Oh well, at least we know that the physics engine works. Sorry about that. Been having a bit of a cough lately. Again, I do apologise. I've only got access to the beta for so long, so that's why I thought I'd try and get it over and done with, because otherwise, by the time I get rid of this cold and everything, I'll have missed the opportunity to be able to upload this video, unfortunately. So it's either this or nothing. So I thought we'll give it an attempt anyway. I'll show you guys just now. You get different views in the game, so you've got your close-up camera on the outside. You then get your far-away camera, and alright, cops are back there. You've got your bonnet camera, and then you've got your front bumper cam, and you've got your interior. Interiors are nice. I usually prefer to use interior. I don't know why I wasn't using it earlier, but at least it gives you option and freedom. But right here. trying to be a decent driver anyway. But regarding to the camera, one thing that you can do is that you can rotate it just now, so you can hold it any position as well. The lighting effects are quite cool. That's why I don't like to use the rotation, because when you're busy looking away, there's something that's bound to hit your car. I believe L wants to look back. Yep. So you can look back as well. Standard for racing games. But not only that, you can rotate round in any view. The only difference with the interior one is that it either makes you look left or look right. You can't look, well, you can look back, but the thing is that you can't look up. And it's not the same as before. You hold it to a little position and it'll hold it there. With this, it just keeps pushing it round. The racing in the game is not bad. It's quite interesting to say the least. It's got you weaving in and out of traffic a lot of the time. It reminds me of Midnight Club, where you've got your little checkpoints to get to and you have to make your own way there. There's no limitations like Need for Speed. Sorry about that. Because when you play in the old Need for Speed games, you'd have these sort of arrow barriers forcing you to stay to the track, even though it's city sort of idea. This does have the arrows, however, you don't go smashing into them, you actually drive right through them, so it's not bad that way. The graphics in this game are okay. They're sort of... It's a weird one. In some areas they're really, really high, and you go to other areas they're quite poor. And you sometimes wonder, well, why has it got the 30 frame cap if it's got that kind of detail? But I do suppose it has the argument of it's open world and it's server based and all sorts. In fact, that's one problem with the game that I find is that I know it's an MMO racing game. The problem that I have with MMOs is that if you're someone like me who's not got a reliable internet, what's the point in getting this game if you're not guaranteed to be able to run it each day? I mean, even throughout the beta, and I've actually had a decent connection, the servers have actually been down. Okay, it is in beta, so we are expecting them to be testing things out and stress testing the system for a release. But that's not to say what happened. Oh, I was going to see if we can actually hit them down. I'm not one of these cruel people, but it's more a case of just to say what the game has to offer, collision-wise. Sorry about that. The handling in the game is a bit weird. I can't really comment on it too much because of the input lag, but I'd say it feels okay. It doesn't feel amazing. Cars sometimes feel like they're barely moving, and sometimes they feel like they're oversteering. It's a weird one. Come on. Oh, never mind. No, you can't run them over. Okay. So that was worth testing, just to see what you can collide with. I know for a definite pedestrians you cannot collide with. They simply just get pushed out of the way. I know my driving's not fantastic here. I'll just be 2 seconds. Just checking how long I've got of... Alright, I've got 5 minutes left. The reason I'm checking is because the PlayStation only records 15-minute frames. So when it gets to about 14 minutes, I'm gonna pull over, cut it off, and then I'll start the next one. It's mainly because I don't want to have it cutting off randomly and then appearing sort of like next episode where it's like, oh, by the way, we've skipped like about 200 miles. This looks not bad, it's a bit of a fun one to drive on. Whoa! Right, let's use the interior for a bit. I don't normally use the exterior here. It's mainly just to show off the world around. I usually much prefer driving inside of a car. So far I've not seen any weather effects. I don't know if there's weather effects in the game or not, but I've not seen any, to be honest. There is the day and night cycle, but that's about it from what I've seen so far. Yes, you get nitro in the game now. Wow. I don't mean now, it's always been in the game. Just that not many games really have nitro. Okay, you got like Need for Speed, Midnight Club and things like that. In fact, Gran Turismo's now got it. I think they had it in Gran Turismo 4 at one point, I could be wrong. But this isn't Gran Turismo Need for Speed, this is the Crew. Yeah. Overall, it's a fun game. It's kind of annoying in the beta because I'm quite lonely. Unfortunately, none of my friends managed to get into the beta. I was the only one out of them. So, if you're going in for a solo experience, it's kind of not bland. It's just not as fun. Sorry again. Not been feeling that very well at all this week, unfortunately, but there we go. There doesn't seem to be much traffic on the road, but I have seen it when there's a huge amount of build-up of traffic, and it's pretty cool. I think it's because it's sort of like early morning and things, not many people would be driving anyway, so it's no biggie. If anything, it probably adds to the realism a bit. And it is open country road anyway, so... So let's take a bit of off-road detour. Whoa! What? You really do lose a lot of traction when you go off-road, that's the thing. So it does give you a bit of a penalty. One thing that I notice in a lot of games, and even this game as it is, motion blur, there's a lot of games putting that in there. Yeah, some people like it, some people don't. I personally do, but that's me. What? By the way. Right. Let's check what's time we're at. Oh. Right, that's 14 minutes. So I'll cut you guys off, so what I'll do is that I'll pull over and I'll save this one.